Okay, please like this channel and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to this channel and like this video. So, this is part 2 of lousy first dates. And I think that they get a little lousier. Now, the reason I clumped these 3 dates together, and mind you, just so you know, this was over the course of like 15 years. It's not like I went on all these dates in 1 week. So this was over the course. This is cherry picked from a long amount of time. So these 3 dates was so most of them were so long ago, and I don't exactly recall these folks' names. It was only a one-off date for all 3 of them, so I guess that's why I put all 3 of them together for whatever reason there. So the first one, actually, I met off online, and everything seemed to be going all right. The only thing I noticed was she had red hair, and she was, skinny, and she was nice looking, but all the pictures of her were with some buff jerk guy. Some schmuck wearing sunglasses who thought he was hot crap. But she seemed okay, and I said to myself, give it a try. See what happens. You never know. You could never tell. So, everything went well, and at the very end, I said, okay, where are we going to meet? It was a fish place. Now, in retrospect, this might not have been the best thing to say, but I don't think it was so bad. I told her, please be on time. Like, not adamantly, and not just matter-of-factly, please be on time. The reason I said that was because I had gone on 2 or 3 dates before this over, however long period of time, and all 3 of them were like 25, 30 minutes late, and to me, that's really not cool. Even if they let you know, to be 25, 30 minutes late is just not the way to go. So I said to her, please be on time. Matter-of-factly, towards the end of the conversation, just in conversation, by the way, please be on time. So I went to meet her, and she had this huge puss on her face, and I'm like, she just approached the date in like a very negative way. And after a little bit of time, I'm like, what's see what happens. You never know how a date's gonna go. I don't know how you could be approaching this negatively within a very short period of time. What is it? And she told me that it was really offensive that I told her to please be on time. And by the way, everything had gone pretty well before this. And I explained to her, and then I apologized, and I said, I didn't mean to take it out on you, even though I don't think that the it was so big in this case. And I apologized and said, well, is there any way we could put this behind us and just, it could go okay, see what happens? And she said, okay. Let me tell you something. This girl, I don't know what happened, but she drank like a fish during the entire date. She drank like a fish. She wouldn't stop drinking. I don't drink. Maybe I had a beer or whatever, but I don't really drink much. And she drank like a fish, and she got so, not drunk off her butt, but she got so wasted. It was unbelievable. Just laughing, just standing there looking like a jerk. And I had to pay for this, to be insulted at the beginning of the date and watch this girl get drunk. Again, okay, maybe part of it was on me, admittedly. I didn't say something that was the brightest thing in the world, but I didn't think it was bad, and I think if someone apologized for something that's not that bad in the first place, it should be okay. Definitely not to watch this person drink, then have to pay for them. The takeaway of some of the... Well, I'll get to the takeaway at the end. Needless to say, I never saw her again. And by the way, I did make sure she got an Uber home that day, or it might have been a cab. This was so long ago. Don't know if Ubers were a thing at that point, but I made sure she got home in the right way. I don't remember if I drove her home. It was so long ago. But she got home the right way. So the next one would be... Okay. So I went on a date to Bob's Pizza in Deerfield Beach. And it was another girl, and it was so long ago, I don't remember precisely how I met her. But she was, she was exceptionally beautiful. She was a very beautiful girl. So we sat down, and we had the nicest table there. and everything was going nicely, and this older couple saw us together, and it was a little weird, but a little bit nice. And they said, well, we want to take a, you guys look so nice together. Can we take a picture of you guys? And like on my phone or her phone. And I said, an older couple, I said, yeah, I mean, it's, older couples always have soft spot for something like that. So I said, yeah, I mean, that seems okay. And she said, that seems okay. And they took a picture and everything was going okay. And I don't know what it was about me, or I don't know what it was about this girl, but she just seemed to hate me from, just very shortly into it. And the picture was very awkward because I could just sense that she didn't like me at all. Just something about my personality, or maybe her personality, or just, sometimes two people just don't click. She just didn't like me at all. And in the middle of the date, I can't believe I'm telling you this, she went into the bathroom and never came back. And she was I guess she jumped out the window. I mean, she was a skinny girl, and the bathroom, I actually went to the men's room after to figure out the physics of this. The window, you had to like climb up to get out the window. She must have climbed up and just shimmied her way out the window. And by the way, she took a pocketbook and everything, so there was nothing left behind. And she just, I've never seen anything like it. I've been on dates with people who have loved me. I've been on dates with people who were just okay about me, and I've been on some dates with people who just didn't click with me. And apparently, I've never seen it. It's the truth. She jumped out the window of Bob's Pizza in Deerfield Beach. She shimmied up. She must have shimmied up a little. There was like a little ladder thing and a very small window that you'd have to be small to crouch out of that led to like a dumpster. And that's what she did. And I never saw her again. It was crazy. I mean, I've never had an experience like that in my life. It's the only time anything like that ever happened. It's funny now because it was so long ago, but... Alright, and the last one, and this is really drives it all home. If maybe it didn't work out in the last one, maybe it was something I did or said, I don't know, but this one really was. Okay, so I believe I had met this one off of online. And she seemed okay. She seemed fine. You're not going to go on a date if someone doesn't seem fine. So, of course, they're all going to seem fine. So, she lived a little bit far. So, I was a little bit reluctant to go on the date. But I said, I'll get dressed up and give it a try. So, she lived about 45 minutes. So, the drive was about a good solid 45 minutes. So, I drove 45 minutes to meet this girl. From my recollection, all these were quite a while ago. She was attractive. I drove far to meet her. And... we sat down, and she was nice. She worked in marketing, and it was like a little Chinese restaurant. Seems like a pretty, she chose the place because it was her neck of the woods. I did 90% of the driving as a gentleman would. So we sat down, and this was during a time that I was at the strongest part of my career in banking. I was really coming up really heavily in the bank, and had a lot of pride and a lot of, as I should, about the accomplishments that I had at BB&T Bank. So we sat down and we started talking, and very shortly into the conversation, she said, "You have a master's degree and you're just a banker?" And she said it just like that. I gotta tell you, I was pissed. I was hurt. I was annoyed. I was angry. I was pissed. I couldn't believe it. And I drove 45 minutes to meet this person. I've been on dates that weren't good, and look, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm 007 here. Maybe I didn't say the right thing a couple times, but I would never, ever say something to hurt someone's feelings on a first date. And if I did inadvertently, I would apologize as quickly as I can and try to get the situation mitigated. And I told her, listen, you really hurt my feelings. It took me a long time to get a career because of the recession, and it's, nobody really wanted me at BB&T, and it was really difficult to rise up to the very top of BB&T, and she wouldn't apologize, and she made no apologies, and she just was no. She was like really hard-faced, really hard-nosed. I gotta tell you, it's so many years ago. I regret not just walking out. I regret it I stayed during the entire date. That was whatever, an hour and 70 minutes. I paid, and I didn't even hug her goodbye. I just like walked away. It was that bad. It was really bad. I guess the reason I didn't walk away was because it was 45 minutes away, and I figured maybe on the very slight chance that this gets better. But it was bad. That was the most offensive thing that anyone's ever said to me on a date. The most offensive, by a landslide. She was terrible, and I would never say anything like that. Again, I'm a guy. I stick my foot in my mouth. I sometimes say the wrong thing. I would never intentionally try to say something, and if I did inadvertently, I'd apologize or come at it from a different angle or try to smooth it over or do something to make it better. Here's the takeaway. You're better than this. If you go on a date with someone and they mess around to mess you up, F them. Don't give them another chance. F them. Unless maybe there's a very small chance or they stuck their foot in their mouth, they tried to make it better, F them. F them.